Hey friends, welcome back to the channel with more His Dark Materials. This is Season 2, Episode 2. Last time we finally saw Will and Lyra meet. That was really fun to see. Their chemistry is A+. And yeah, Will had a vision of the subtle knife, it seems, near the end of the episode, as a specter loomed over him. So excited to continue. If you guys want to watch the full reaction, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Take a moment to leave a like, and then let's get started. Cape?
What do you think?
No capes, Lyra.
No capes.
No capes.
No
What
capes.
does he know?
She'd stand out too much.
Hats.
Oh my god.
Lyra?
Sorry, Pan.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Aww.
Of old ghost.
No capes. Will just became Edna from The Incredibles.
Lyra, wait.
Don't go with Adam. We have ourselves an eager beaver. Whoa!
I'm fine.
Ow.
Asking.
I'm fine, thanks for asking.
We need to
She's
careful.
limping. Oh crap, someone was watching. Is it Boreal? It is. By the way, I just finished watching the most ridiculous football game. DeAndre Hopkins. Go watch it. Go watch the end of the Cardinals-Bills game. Even if you don't follow football, your jaw will drop. She's curious about the world. Yeah, stop running into people.
You were right. Jordan College doesn't exist in your world.
Your Eminences, venerable brothers,
She went through
I
with
will
it.
not Durrock down, but have no fear.
Those fake tears.
The authority has blessed me with a clarity of purpose which cuts through my grief like a knife.
Like a knife. Choice words there.
Indeed.
What's that thing anyway?
And it tells you stuff. Like the news.
I have something a bit like that, but better.
Yeah, actually.
I asked it about you, Will.
It
told
said
me
you were a
you're
murderer.
murderer.
What? Saying I need to see my mum. Stay out of trouble, okay?
He's going
Meet
alone?
you at the Botanic Gardens, 5 p.m. Shouldn't have called him a murderer.
Probably not.
I do not like this place.
Get in! He's telling me to look for the door with the mountain on it. Not to lie to the scholar.
How are you going to manage that?
Someone watching? No? I had that sort of feeling. What the heck? That's creepy.
Charles,
Lizzie,
if you ever want to know more about these artifacts,
thanks.
I thought he was just gonna straight up kidnap her in broad daylight.
You were right. Will texted me. He'll be in touch soon.
Do we still trust the coach?
We need to unite the 9 clans. We've cut the head off the Magisterium, so let's finish what they started.
I'm trying to reach for the child, but she feels indistinct,
Too many dimensions
like
away.
she's behind a veil.
Because Will's world and Lyra's world aren't directly connected. They're connected through Sidigas. So it feels like she's farther away. Ah, look at that. Dark matter.
Can you please tell me where the physicist is?
Well, what kind of physicist are you after? Well, I do.
You're a scholar.
Believe it or not, I am.
Well, we call it dust in my world. Or we also call it Rusakov particles. You ever heard of them?
In your words, in your school, you mean?
No. You see, my friend was killed. Because of dust. I need to find out about dust, because if I don't find out about dust, it will all be for nothing.
Ask her what she's an expert on.
I'm sorry about your friend.
I need you to tell me about the particles you study.
He's back already.
You missed the funeral by boat this evening, but he has stiff competition.
Father Graves, where have you been hiding?
Away.
I was sorry to hear of the Cardinal's death, but that witch acted alone.
We have grounds to believe you are here as a spy.
Dr. Lancelius, you are the son of a witch?
What sort of a mother would send her child away? Is this not all a perversion of all that is natural?
Witches are the enemies of men. They use their soft, deceitful ways to seduce us.
Blasphemy! You hear that? Blasphemy!
You are hereby condemned as a traitor. By magisterium decree on the charges of heresy, collusion, and conspiracy.
Well, if the war wasn't started before, I'm pretty sure it's started now.
You could ask one of the other trustees. Graham and Annabelle Parry. Your grandparents.
What?
Oh.
I have grandparents in Oxford.
Apparently.
I promise to answer your questions if you promise to answer mine in return. Deal? I started testing objects. I saw more activity when the items were man-made. A chess piece.
Huh.
My I-Ching box in particular. I attached myself. But it was only afterwards, when I was lost in thought, that it happened.
Oh.
Do you know the poet John Keats? He has a phrase for it, negative capability. Lyra, how do you know about my work?
How much truth are you... Oh.
Because of this.
Tell me what I did before I became a scientist.
You were a nun, but you stopped believing and you left. They'd never let you do that in my world. It told me you'd tell me about dust. It's the original sin.
Original sin? I became a physicist, so I wouldn't have to think about things like that.
Well, you need to.
Oh no.
Magisterium in
Is that him as a baby? That's so cute. I had grandparents that I've never met.
I just need your help with this trust stuff.
Oh, for heaven's sake. You see, what did I tell you? She sent him here for money.
She'll send me anywhere.
Graham.
It's Graham Parry. You were right. He came to us.
Damn it.
Sounds like your mum needs some professional help.
How do you know that?
Run.
Mom's fine. I'm sorry.
Don't worry at all.
Time to run. Good instincts, kid. The alethiometer said not to lie to her, but it didn't say trust her. But I think you can trust her.
It's the best display I've ever seen. What were you thinking?
I was just asking if it was dust.
Whoa.
Particles. You have something important to do. But you have to make the connection yourself. Time? Oh no. I have to leave. I'm late.
Will you come back tomorrow, please?
Okay.
Little girl just blows her mind. Wow. That was cool. I like how I told her, hey, you're late for your visit with Will.
You see how he paraded himself?
Sometimes subtlety is overrated.
What are you suggesting?
Kill him too.
You must go one step further to meet him.
Become even more batshit.
Lance Graves is a man of big words. Be a man of big actions.
Well, I found out the dust might not be sin at all. I don't know what it is, but we need to find out.
We need to go. Now. What am I doing here? I came back here to make sure my mum was okay, not to mess around with you.
Because you need my help.
Why do I need your help?
To find your father.
He's dead.
Will you let me show you? You took some letters and you ran away. There was a man. You think he was a thief? You killed him.
I can't stop thinking about it. And that thing only tells you the truth.
Yeah. Not good or bad, just true.
I didn't know you to trust anymore.
I didn't either.
Trust
People that
each
I thought were
other.
safe. But you can trust me. I won't give you away, not to anyone, I promise.
She achieved the best results we've ever had.
What we need a tangible solution to this funding situation. She hasn't got a spare million as well, has she?
Had to be done.
Yes. A necessary sin.
We will atone for it.
I wouldn't qualify that as atoning.
She won't deceive the boy.
Should have gone with Azrael.
Followed Azrael, she's followed him through that window.
While you're mucking around in here. Look at the little dog.
Thank you.
I think I saw the word explosive. Oh, they're voting, right. Okay. Wait. You're burning it? You're bombing the witches. Oh, that's... Sealing his position as cardinal. They were not prepared for it. Guilt.
I owe you my thanks.
You have nothing to thank me for. There's a myriad of universes out there that you could only hope to fathom.
Careful.
Since you need the past to remain buried, you'll turn the other cheek while I take what I want.
The one that brought him to power is now leaving. That's gotta make him a little anxious. That's the end of the episode? Okay, this felt like a very different episode than the first one in this season. We just learned about so much, about so many different things. A lot of cool moments for sure. We started off with a little fun interaction between Will and Lyra. No capes! Definitely felt like a Edna from The Incredibles moment. And she was like, no capes. And then she put on this humongous hat. No hats either. That was super funny. You're supposed to be undercover, or supposed to lay low. Lyra. And Pan was like, oh, it looks good. Yeah, like he was egging her on and was like disappointed when she couldn't wear what she wanted to wear. But yeah, I really like the chemistry between Will and Lyra. So understandably, I was a little sad about halfway through the episode when they split up. But each of their stories wound up being very interesting, and we had a very meaningful conversation with them afterwards. Will went first to check on his mom, and there was a lingering shot on the coach that made me wonder if we could trust him. Thankfully, it was confirmed that we could later on with Lyra's alethiometer. Who we couldn't trust were his grandparents, and I kind of understand where the grandfather is coming from. He believes the mother is mentally unstable and sent Will to do the dirty work for her and get money. But at least listen to him. Listen, like, hear him out. Like, he's your grandson. You haven't been in his life at all. Like, but I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be Will and his mother's money anyway over time. Their son set it up for them to get it eventually, but the grandfather's son was the one who left them in this situation in the first place, right? And now they're in financial straits. So yeah, like, I don't know. But Will is super on guard in his own world now, and he's like quickly able to sense that something was off, that the people looking for him had already reached out to the grandparents, and so he was able to quickly make his escape. Glad for that. Sad for him that was the first interaction he has with his grandparents, though. Meanwhile, Lyra goes to meet the scholar. And she was surprised when learning that Mary Malone was a scholar, because I think in her world, the only scholars we saw were men. So, I don't know, it's really nice to see her, see this woman scholar in Will's world. Our world, I guess. It's similar enough to our world. And yeah, it's just nice to see. I don't know, it's a nice moment. The whole exchange was super interesting, though, because Lyra had to be completely open and honest with Mary Malone because the alethiometer told her to be, and so she's more open with her than with anybody else since maybe the series started. Maybe Lee and Yorick, she told everything. I'm not even sure if they knew about the alethiometer. But yeah, first she tells her real name, then the truth about other worlds, about Roger, and then about the alethiometer. So on one hand, it's like you get a little nervous that she's giving away this much information. At the same time, you trust the alethiometer because it gives you nothing but truth. But at the same time, it's really nice to see Lyra be open and vulnerable like that, because it'd be super scary under normal circumstances, but with the alethiometer saying you have to tell her the truth, you can at least trust her with the truth. And I mean, it's a pretty good day for Lyra overall too, because when she meets up again with Will, they have like a very real conversation. She trusts him with the information about the alethiometer as well. They talk over his trauma of accidentally murdering a guy, and yeah, they deepen their bond, which is really nice to see. Promising to help each other find different things, and yeah, it's great to see Lyra building these positive relationships again after largely being left on her own at the end of last season. Well, not being left, she lost track of, she fell out of Lee's balloon, and yeah, she wasn't totally alone because she had Pan, but that's like a part of herself. So it's nice to see her make connections, positive connections. But yeah, super cool to see her be attached to the cave and be able to manipulate dark matter or dust so freely. So the cave essentially acts as another alethiometer, and she's able to tap into it like right away. Mary Malone was like shocked, and I don't know, it's a nice, because Lyra needs her so much, but also Mary Malone is going to get a lot out of this relationship as well, this friendship. So yeah, Mary Malone actually is able to get the dark matter to move a little as well, which might mean she might have some sort of natural affinity for it. I'm not totally sure though. Would have to see how it reacts to other people to really know. But yeah, Lyra promised she'd be back the next day, and I really hope she's able to make it, because I really like her. I really like Mary Malone, and I like the burgeoning trust and friendship between them. It would be great to see more. I don't know if I totally trust the guy that Mary Malone was working with, though, so I don't know. Because alethiometer didn't say anything about him. Apparently they're struggling with financial issues, too, for funding for their research, so not a great situation there. And then we have the whole Magisterium subplots. Mrs. Coulter is such a good character. Those crocodile tears she wept for the cardinal she finished off, installing Father McPhail as the acting cardinal, and she gave him the exact advice he needed to get complete power over the Magisterium. The other guy was talking up a big game. First thing I thought of when he was talking about talking to the envoy sent by the witches, he reminded me of some US politicians who use some hateful rhetoric to garner support. And I detested him right away. But then Mrs. Coulter told Father McPhail to go even further than that. Just straight up genocide to get the Magisterium on your side. And as with any extremist group, it works really, really well. And Father McPhail said that the vote for the cardinal position was unanimous. So even the guy who was playing for the cardinal role himself voted for Father McPhail. That's how effective it was to kill as many witches as possible. And I was like, yeah, they're gonna declare war on the witches, but no, they just committed genocide instead. They just bombed the heck out of them. No declaration of war. I mean, is mass slaughter of your people considered declaration of war, or is it just already the finishing blow? So yeah, they set up quite a bit this episode. So many threads that can be pulled on later. Lord Boreal makes contact with Lyra. He clearly knows who she is, but she doesn't know him. I thought they had met at some point in the last season, especially since Lord Boreal had come to Marissa Coulter's home in the past, and Lyra was there at some point. I don't know. I guess it didn't overlap. I completely forget, actually. But yeah, he now is keeping that knowledge about her in his back pocket to possibly use against Marissa Coulter at some point in the future. I don't know if that business card, if Lyra will call it at some point. Marissa Coulter finds out about Lyra and knows that she probably would have like she knows where Lyra went, and that she probably should have gone with Asriel if she wanted to find her, but now she's headed to past the gate, past the threshold to find Lyra as well. And now we have Father McPhail in charge and Marissa Coulter walking out on him after he gains power, and he seemed pretty darn nervous because the person who advised him and basically made it possible for him to gain power is gone now, so what does he do? And also, as a religious person, he must feel like some sort of punishment is coming, and he doesn't have her at his side to protect him. He tried to atone by burning himself, but that's some like BS idea of atonement. Like, hurting yourself will totally make up for letting a murder happen that benefited yourself. And I mean, he also committed genocide, but I don't think he even thinks that was wrong in any way, which, Magisterium is totally detestable. And the witches, I hope enough of them are safe and we're able to escape the explosions. That'd be ideal, but they were originally talking about bringing each other together again, and hopefully that'll be a storyline that's definitely a storyline that will now happen given how the Magisterium went all out against them. So definitely hoping most of them are okay and that they will be united and fight off the Magisterium, come together against the Magisterium. Definitely looking forward to Lyra meeting with Mary Malone again. Interested in seeing Will and Lyra's friendship grow even stronger now that they're completely honest with each other. I don't think they're hiding anything, really. And Will theoretically find his father at some point in the future. So much to look forward to. Oh, and we got to see Red Panda Pan again. I love Red Panda Pan. Alright. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to see the full reaction, you can check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Leave a like. Really, really helps out the channel. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, friends.